Right, so if you've got your finished sequence in After Effects, let's just do one final save before we export it. But now we need to get out a video file. So because I've only got really that much animation, I'm going to knock down my actual time, and I'm going to knock down, so you could change this in your composition settings, of course. Knock down my time here, so that when I output it, I'm only outputting what I need. So having this selected, export. I'm going to add to render queue because I'm only doing a single file, but if you wanted to do multiple files, that's when you might use add to the media encoder queue. I'm going to click on lossless. This is where you could output to. You could put output an AVI, very high quality, very large file, or you could output it as a QuickTime, and then it's a smaller file, slightly compressed. Format options, if you're going to use a QuickTime, make sure it's on H.264, which is a good encoder. On the best settings, we just need to check that the size of the output is what we're expecting. Hopefully if you've set up your compositions correctly at the beginning, this should be the same size, so 1920 by 1080. You could change the resolution there if you really wanted to, but obviously you're probably not going to. So here we can see the start and the end is 311, which is what we're after, and you can see that it's got the duration of 312 because again it sees 000 as an actual frame. But that's right, so we cut it down, so we're only getting 3 seconds and 12 frames. Say OK to that. Where we're going to save it to, click on that, and then that's going in the right folder. Lovely. And we've named it something sensible. And then as soon as you're ready, you need to press render, otherwise it won't go out. So render it. It's only 3 seconds, it should take no time at all. Obviously, if you're doing a much bigger, much more complex animation, then you will need to wait a bit longer for that to go through and process. But that's how you get your film out. So here's my green screen. There we go. Don't forget what I was saying about if you need to do an AVI output, that's going to be a larger file. You can do it here. It's going to be a much larger file. If I just do one quickly, it will show you, we'll put none because we don't want it to compress. Say OK to that. It's going to go into the same folder where we've been saving before. Say save, say render. And let's see how big that is compared to the other one. So there you go. AVI 510 megabytes, my green screen 45. So just be aware that if you send them out as AVI, they'll be much bigger files than if you send them out as an MP4 QuickTime file.